So welcome back to another episode, and E3 has officially wrapped for another year. The great cringy moments, the great announcements, all of the excitement, all of the fun has finally come to an end, and now we can catch up on all the news that we weren't able to get through during E3. And today, I just wanted to come in and talk about some of my favorite games of E3 this year. Some of the games that really stood out for me personally. Obviously, I cannot mention every single game. We'd be here for way too long, and these are just highlight moments for me. Any games that you guys are interested in, please let me know down below. Let's just start off. This is in no particular order. I'm going to be all over the place. I'm just going to kind of go through whatever kind of comes to mind. The one game that blew my mind at this E3 was the Spider-Man game on PS4. This game looked great, and I was looking forward to it, but my expectations were taken to another level when I saw the actual gameplay and what you can do, and all the different things you can do with your webs, the way you can interact with any given level. I loved it. I thought it was very impressive. It looked like a lot of fun and so many different ways to take out your opponents, and the web slinging was absolutely phenomenal. Now, we knew that Mario Odyssey would be displayed, it would be talked about a lot, it would be one of the prime games that Nintendo would be talking about the most. The great thing is, I was able to play the game a few days ago at a local mall. Had a demo of Mario Odyssey playing. I went there, I got to try it out. It just brought me back all those feelings of Mario 64. It just fulfilled every kind of feeling that I wanted out of a next generation Mario game. The new hat mechanics were really fantastic. All the different things you can do with that hat. You can jump on it, you can destroy blocks with it, you can take over enemies with it, and so many awesome ways to interact with the game world, and I fell in love with Mario Odyssey, and I can't wait to play it again. Xenoblade Chronicles 2 is announced for this year. So thrilled to see that. I love Xenoblade Chronicles. I think it's a fantastic RPG. I can't wait to really delve into this game. The high definition graphics look amazing. The battle system looks really, really good. Huge open world, almost overwhelming, just like Xenoblade Chronicles X was overwhelming. It feels like it's going to be that kind of world setting, and that's great, you know, because we want to dive into these huge worlds, and it doesn't look like it'll disappoint at all. The big announcement was Metroid Prime 4. It took me by surprise. I had no idea this was coming, but I did have my lucky Metroid just before the conference. I gave it a lucky rub. We got Metroid Prime 4. Now, honestly, it is just a goddamn title screen. That's it. There's nothing more, no gameplay or anything like that, no details at all. But I think what's exciting about this one is it just shows that Metroid Prime 4 is coming to the Switch, and it is in Nintendo's mindset. It's not like, I wonder if they will do this. It's official, they are doing it, and it's so great to go back to Metroid Prime, because Metroid Prime is a classic in the series now. That was such a huge game when it came out on the GameCube, and it totally lived up to the hype, and who knows what they have cooking for this new one. It's so funny, I finished watching the Nintendo conference, I'm like, okay, that's it, I leave, and that's when they announced another Metroid game. I found out like half an hour later, I'm like, no, you know, I missed out on that, but I went back and saw the gameplay, and that is for Metroid Samus Returns. Metroid 2 is getting a 3DS remake, and it looks really good. I'm looking forward to this. I feel like I haven't played a Metroid game in a long time. I feel a little Metroid starved, and both of these games coming out, obviously Metroid Prime 4 is coming out way later. I better be late 2018 by looking at it. But we get a 3DS version coming out soon, and I never played Metroid 2, and so many people say how fantastic it was on the original Game Boy, so I finally get to play it, looking really cool on the 3DS. Days Gone was a game they announced last year. We got to see a lot more of the gameplay, and it was cool. It's like an open world zombie game, and to be honest with you, I'm getting a little zombied out, but the presentation was really awesome. Another crazy thing about that conference during when they were showing that game was they had zombies upside down hanging from the stage floor. I couldn't believe that. I was like, what a presentation, but the game looked amazing. Like, the amount of zombies at one time on the screen was very impressive to me. The gameplay was very impressive to me. Very violent, very intense. The other game that really surprised me was Monster Hunter World. I'm like, what the hell? I had heard some rumors about it, but you know, like, there's so many rumors at E3. I'm like, yeah, whatever. Monster Hunter World, we'll see, we'll see. PS4, it's coming on PS4. I couldn't believe that. The last Monster Hunter game I even said during the conference was that I played was on the PS2 version. I have played demos of other versions over the years, but it was the PS2 version that really kind of hooked me into it, and I was like, yeah, this is so cool, and I'm going to play it again on the PS4. There's one big Xbox game I've been looking forward to for a very long time. They showed a lot more gameplay, and that is Sea of Thieves, and that game looked unreal. I just love the exploration idea. I love playing with your friends, getting on a pirate ship, fighting against other pirate ships, going looking for hidden treasure on islands, fighting skeletons, and I just love the exploration of it all, and I thought this game would be so much fun to sit around and play with your friends, and it's one of those games on the Xbox that I'm like, I gotta get this game. There's so many surprises this year. I'm watching the Ubisoft event, and I'm watching it, and I'm watching this trailer, and I'm like, what the hell is this game? And I'm watching this trailer, and I'm like, this is one weird game. Beyond Good and Evil 2. I had no idea. There was always a lot of rumors that maybe they would bring this game out eventually, but it's always been rumor. And then to see next generation gameplay, and it's like a prequel, I'm like, what the hell? I couldn't wrap my head around it. I had to go back and watch the trailer a couple more times to really let it sink in that they are doing a sequel to that game, and that's a really cool thing, and the production value looks super high. Can't wait for this game. Battlefront 2 impressed the hell out of me. In fact, the other day, I went onto the TV, I was on the YouTube app in there, and I was watched 15 minutes of just gameplay. Some random person playing it in like 4K footage. It looked stupendous. And I just sat watching it. I was like, oh my god, this looks so awesome. I didn't care for this original Battlefront game because we didn't have a single player mode. I was so bummed out about that. And some games, I don't care if they're online only, but for some reason Battlefront needed that one player, single player campaign for Star Wars. I want to play as one character going through this campaign. They've got that this time, and that is excellent. I'm so super stoked for that. I can't wait to play that. The gameplay in this one looked awesome. Like, I couldn't believe how episode 1, looked so cool in this, multiplayer environment, running around as battle droids of all things. Those cheesy guys that go, Roger, Roger. I thought it looked awesome, and I can't wait to play those guys and the clones. Dragon Ball Z. This game was one of the top tier games of the entire show for me. I'm a huge Dragon Ball fan. I love Xenoverse. I do like the 3D stuff, but this was the best of both worlds. It was 2D into over-the-top 3D, and it looked so cel-shaded. It looked so much like the anime, and I fell in love, and I was just blown away by this, and I was like, we need this today. We don't need this tomorrow or the next day. We need this now. And that is one game that I really am saying I cannot literally wait for. It's like, we need this game out now. It looks so great, and every bit of Dragon Ball fans, fanboy in me was exploding when I saw that trailer. I was like, this is awesome. Really cool stuff. Another game that I'm super stoked for, it is my game of E3. It is the game that stood out to me the most for the potential of it. And that's all it is at this point, potential. And that is Anthem by Bioware. I didn't even see this one coming. I knew they were working on a secret game. I know they've been working on that in their Edmonton studios for a long time. And I was like, what is this game going to be? And I saw it, and it's a multiplayer. At this point, all I can see is a multiplayer only game where you're traversing a huge, like, Avatar-ish kind of style world, fighting against monsters, playing with your friends, just blowing the fuck out of everything, exploring this huge world. And that's what got me with this game. It looked like a great exploration game to play with your friends. And I have some friends that I love playing online games with, and I thought this is ideal. I like playing Destiny. I'm also looking forward to Destiny 2. And this is that kind of style of game. This is the kind of game that I don't need a deep story. I just need to jump online with some friends, go into some huge forest and defeat the hell out of some creatures in the middle of nowhere, dive underwater and do all that kinds of stuff and explore. I really liked Anthem, but at this time, it's just the potential of what this game may be. I need to find out a little bit more about the game in the future. They need to reveal quite a little bit more about it, but I love the graphics. I like the world building they were doing in there. Stupendous. So Anyways, guys, those are just some of the games I was looking forward to. I thought this E3 was strong. Has there been stronger E3s? Of course. It's very hard to beat that Shenmue 3, Final Fantasy 7 remake announcements, you know, from a couple of years ago. That was epic tier E3 at its finest. But I thought this one was pretty good. There was a lot of really cool games. So please tell me some games you are looking forward to down below. So anyways, guys, until next time.